know if it's that I'm nervous because of the lights or what. But good morning and welcome to our Ponce Bank branch. And thank you for attending and supporting our initiative. My name is Madeline Marquez, and I'm the Executive Vice President, Chief External Affairs Officer for Ponce Bank, and in charge for coordinating anything and everything Banking Development District. So, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our distinguished guests, including those that had a significant role in our application process and becoming a Banking Development District. With that said, the Office of the New York State Comptroller Thomas P. DiNapoli, the New York State Department of Financial Services Superintendent Adrienne Harris, Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson, State Senator Natalia Fernandez, Assembly Member Carines Reyes, Communication Director of the Majority Leader Amanda Frias, Courtney Ford, our very own President of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, Lisa Soren, the President of the Business Initiative Corporation of New York, Rafael Roger, President of the Bronx Economic Development Corporation, Mr. Rob Walsh, Deputy District Director of Community Board 9, Shirley San Andres Alonso, and I hope I pronounced that right. Executive Director of the Castle Hill Bid, Sasha Ortiz, Chairman of the Castle Hill Bid, Mr. Anthony DeRosa. I don't know if Juan Cabrera is here, but he is the Vice Chair of the Castle Hill Bid as well. And then last but not least, my own Chairman, Mr. Steve Savaras, and my President, Carlos Nadon. On June 21st, the Department of Financial Services approved a joint application of the Ponce Bank and the Office of the Bronx Borough President's Office application to become a designated Banking Development District. It covers Community Board 9 with the neighborhoods of the Bronx River, Castle Hill, Classen Point, Harding Park, Parkchester, Soundview, Bruckner, and Unionport. Today, for us, is an extraordinary day. This is a long time coming. You work so hard to put an application together, and then when you realize that it's happening, you say, my God, pinch yourself. Thank God it did. I would like to also take a moment to acknowledge the future renovation of this branch. Mr. Steve Hamilton earlier gave a presentation in terms of our plans for this wonderful branch. So when you have a moment after we finish with the program, please take a look at the boards. And that's the look and feel that this branch is also going to have. Without any further ado, I would like to present our first speaker, which is the New York State Comptroller, Mr. Thomas DiNapoli.
Good job. Give it up for Madeline again, being our MC. Can't you just feel how excited you are?
Yes.
I mean, we're all excited for you. That enthusiasm is special. Let's give it up to the entire Ponce Bank family. Give them a collective round of applause. I am obviously really delighted to be here. And this really is a great day for the Bronx, a great day for these wonderful neighborhoods. And certainly we appreciate the hospitality the Ponce team, Carlos and the entire team have been giving to us. For many in the Soundview, Parkchester, Castle Hill neighborhoods, banking is not always readily accessible, but New York State is working to try to change that. Madeline obviously gave you a quick rundown of what the state's Banking Development District program, the BDD program, is all about. It is a collaborative effort with our office, with the Department of Financial Services, with the governor's office. It is pursuant to New York State law that was established back in 1998. And obviously, we couldn't do our work without the great support of our legislators. So I certainly want to do a shout out again to our local assemblywoman who's here, Carines Reyes, who's a incredible advocate not only for this district, but her great leadership across the state, heading the Hispanic task force really is monumental. Is Senator Fernandez here yet? I know she was coming. But certainly to our state legislators, I appreciate the great support that you give us. And you're going to be hearing from her in a moment. But really, the key agency that starts this process is our Department of Financial Services. And I've served with many folks who have headed that department over the years. I have to say, the current superintendent is truly outstanding. And Adrienne Harris, it's great to partner with you and your wonderful team each and every day. I also want to acknowledge, so I want to make clear that, so it is a collaborative process. Really, DFS is the initiator of that process and does so much of the work. Then it comes over to our office, right, because we sign the checks and do the money. So we have to do the final due diligence on the banking institution that is up for consideration to be part of the BDD program. Because, hey, this is public money. We have to make sure that the money is going to be put to the appropriate use. So I do want to acknowledge two members of our team that are in charge of that part of the work. And that's Terry Crowley and Suzette Baker from our operations division. Give them a round of applause because they are the ones who did the final work. So again, the BDD program, as you all know, is to support underbanked areas and bring public investment where it's needed. So being able to open a checking or savings account, attain a loan at reasonable rates, all of this ensures individuals can save for the future. And very important, not fall victim to predatory lending. And that's why having a strong institution like Ponce is really so important. Funding from the BDD program can support loans for small businesses, greater assistance for first-time home buyers, and many, many more valuable financial transactions. So I'm very pleased, joining with our superintendent, DFS superintendent, to say that we have approved $35 million of New York State deposits for Ponce Bank. Isn't that a good number? This will allow Ponce to offer even more accessible and affordable financial services out of this Westchester Avenue branch, soon to be refurbished. We've done some of these announcements over the years. I've never had one where within a week or two the branch is going to close for a while. That's a little different. But I'm assured it's going to be reopened very fast and the services will still be happening next door for the community. But I'm sure that this deposit will help the bank fulfill the renovation here to serve the community even more and more effectively. Obviously, when New York State invests in our communities, we see that investment come back in so many tangible ways. Having a local bank like this spurs business growth, job creation, family savings, all of this strengthens the community, and that strengthens our great state. So there's more work to be done in this area, right, Superintendent? We want to see more of these approved. With the addition of Ponce to the program, we'll have 14 banks participating with deposits totaling about $530 million. So it is a very ambitious program. We hope to see more banks like Ponce participate in the BDD program. That's one reason why we like doing announcements like this. Sometimes we've done these in the past and we don't announce it. I said, well, people don't know what we're doing. Because we want somebody somewhere in another underserved community to say, wait a minute, maybe our bank should apply for that BDD program. So, again, special thanks to our DFS superintendent, Adrienne Harris, and her team, because their work, working with Community District 9, to really see this as an area that deserved a banking development designation was so key. And obviously their recommendation to us for Ponce Bank to be a partner was critical in this effort. But we do have to acknowledge not just the elected officials, but all the community leaders who are here, because this very much, Madeline, you agree, was a community-led effort for this to happen, right? So it would not have been possible without all of your support and your participation. So again, congratulations to the community, congratulations to Ponce Bank. We look forward to seeing what new opportunities this funding will create for these wonderful neighborhoods where we are. So thank you all so much. Madeline, I'll turn it back to you.
I'd like to introduce to you a wonderful partner in this process, which is, of course, our very own Superintendent Harris, but I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I know of her, and I know that I knew her from my past life as well. But her background hails from being part of the United States Department of Treasury under the former U.S. President Barack Obama. and as a special assistant to the President for Economic Policy of the National Economic Council, just to name a few. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, Superintendent Harris.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to Ponce for hosting us for this wonderful event and the designation of this BDD. I'm so honored to be here with all of you today in this great company. Our great comptroller, Mr. DiNapoli, so wonderful to partner with him on this and other BDDs in the works. Senator Fernandez, Assemblymember Reyes, Bronx Borough President Gibson, Community Board Member 9, District Deputy Manager, that's a mouthful, Shirley San Andreas Alonso, and of course to the Ponce Bank team. Thank you all for your work in putting this together. This is particularly special for me because my mother and her 6 siblings grew up in a 3-bedroom apartment about a mile from here in what are now the Sotomayor houses. So I feel like I am coming back to her roots and honoring her by putting this together and being a small part of this banking development district. So I'm so proud to be here today. And when I joined DFS 3 years ago, it was my commitment to ensure that New Yorkers knew what DFS was doing for them, to make sure that consumers knew the importance of DFS, the importance of affordable and accessible financial services, and having these BDD programs and a great partner like Ponce Bank is an important step in making sure that we are realizing that vision. In my time as superintendent, this is now the 5th banking development district that we've put together, and we're looking forward to continued partnership with communities around the state and with the comptroller's office to make sure we can do many, many more. I also want to thank my wonderful team at DFS, including one of our team members who's here today, Ngozi Obi, who is really responsible for making sure that the applications come together and that these events can become reality. As the comptroller said, these physical bank branches are really such an important entry point for consumers so that they can have access to affordable banking services. And they're such a powerful tool for savings and for access to credit. But as we all know, many consumers in low and moderate income communities don't have the access they need, and they are so often taxed with the fees that come with a banking account and other financial services. So making sure we have this strong community support for BDDs is essential to make sure that people have affordable and accessible financial services. Among the other things that BDDs enable consumers to do, they can open a checking account with a minimum of $1 and access the bank over extended hours, which is so important when you're working night and day to make ends meet. So we're so grateful to the bank for its participation in this program. And we will, of course, continue working with the comptroller's office, with our elected officials, and with banks around the state to make sure we can open more BDDs and ensure that all New Yorkers have access to the financial services that they need and deserve. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ngozi. Ngozi and MEL make a strong team. They were the 2 that kept us in check, so to speak. It gives me in check as it relates to all the documentation that was needed, chasing EVPs in the bank for documentation to complete the application. Without further ado, I also want to introduce to you the president of the bank and the one that charged us with making this a reality, Mr. Carlos Nadon.
Gracias, Madeline. Thank you, Controller, and you're hiding behind the flags, and Superintendent Harris. Yeah, right. And Board President Gibson's not here yet, but certainly Assembly Member Reyes, we really appreciate you coming, as all of the other guests and the community that has come out. So on behalf of all of us at Ponce Bank, we thank you for your continued dedication and support to help the deserving businesses and families that work and reside in the Bronx. We're very pleased to collaborate with you in this initiative. We know that that's going to help all of us in the community. We always talk about how we serve the underserved but deserving people in the Bronx. We're also really keenly aware of the need to bolster and support entrepreneurs and small businesses that operate in our neighborhoods, because without those small businesses creating jobs, the entire community does not grow and become able to put together some intergenerational wealth. We focus a lot on housing because that's really the need of our folks. Because without housing, without a roof over your head, you're not going to succeed. And so part of the efforts that we will do with the BDD program here and hopefully in other locations is to continue to grow our housing initiatives that are so important. We know that over the last 5 years, 70% of our 1 to 4 family homes have been to first-time home buyers. And that's very, very important. And so to the New York State Department of Financial Services, this step that it's taking is really very supportive of the businesses and the families in this community board. So without further ado, I put it back to you, Madeline. Where did you disappear? Here.
Someone that has always been there for us and supported all the activities that Ponce Bank does is a wonderful lady by the name of Adrienne Reyes. So can you please bless us with some of your comments?
Sure. Thank you, Ponce Bank, for hosting us and always having your doors open, not to just myself, but the community. Thank you, Comptroller DiNapoli and Superintendent Harris for this designation. We are so excited, and I would be remiss also if I did not thank our Castle Hill Business Improvement District, who have been doing a great job of really revitalizing the community. But oftentimes our communities are underbanked and underserved when it comes to financial services, and this branch actually sits in the shadows of one of the largest planned condominium developments in the city of New York that offers so many opportunities for first-time home buyers to be able to enter that market. And I think it is fitting that we are designated as a business development district. And I want to thank you so much for this opportunity. We look forward to all the new resources that are going to be brought to our communities. And I'm sure that the members of this community appreciate it as much as I do. Thank you.
I think I'd like to request that the controller, Ms. Harris, Carlos, Steve, and I'm going to turn over
Great.
Karina's.
So this can't fit in the ATM, but this is our symbolic presentation. And again, a great collaborative effort, support from the legislature, incredible work by the Department of Financial Services. And the fun part of being state controller is I get to sign the checks. And where's Carlos?
I'm right here.
Okay, come on.
It's not a fraudulent check, is it?
Very pleased to have this official ceremonial announcement of $35 million, part of the Banking Development District designation here for Ponce Bank, this wonderful branch in this beautiful community. How about giving yourselves a round of applause? Where's the superintendent? Get her in. I know. I signed the check, but she does all the hard work.
Alright, one more time, guys. Right here. And ready? Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Good? Good. That's yours.
Thank you. We will frame it.
It's fine, right?
And check the signature.
I understand that my wonderful friend, Borough President Gibson, is on her way, but we're going to continue with our program. And I would like to have an opportunity to introduce someone that I've been working with for the last 6 or 7 years. He is the chairman of the Castle Hill bid. And from the moment I got hired by Ponce Bank, we've been working together to get the bid going. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Anthony DeRosa.
Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, everyone. So, as you now know, I am the chairman of the Castle Hill Avenue Bid. I'm also a longtime small business owner in the area. Pretty much grew up in the entire area. I remember when Ponce Bank first opened this branch, some 35 years ago? 40 years ago? Something close to that. They've been an active participant in our community from the very first day. They are a vital member of our community also. The banking situation on Castle Hill, we have banks, but nothing with a relationship-driven branch that we don't seem to have anymore today. Back to my bid, Steve. So like Marilyn said, it was back in 2017 that a small group of business owners and property owners got together to discuss the possibility of us forming this bid. It took 5+ years to get this thing done. We now are a year into actually being a formal bid. All someone has to do now is walk the avenue and see the positiveness that a bid can create for a district. That couldn't have happened without Ponce's help. They were encouraging to us right from the get-go, helping us in every step of the way, whatever we've needed. And we were always very grateful for what they have done and given to us. My personal relationship with Ponce Bank goes back 20+ years. They were good enough to give me a construction loan 20 years ago from the community, in the community. To this day today, they are still giving me construction loans for a project that would really revitalize the Castle Hill Avenue Strip. With that started, everyone now is looking at Castle Hill for businesses, for development of housing. So we have all good things that are going to happen here. The Ponce Bank Business Development District designation for our community is positive and productive for this entire community. As a small business owner, I know the financial needs of small businesses. Things are difficult. Not everything is rosy and great. Challenges all over. Financing, even those small little micro loans sometimes can get a business from month to month to month. So we hope with this designation, the community is going to benefit. Not just Castle Hill, but all of Community Board 9. With that, on behalf of the Executive Committee on the Castle Hill Avenue bid and all of its members, congratulations to Ponce Bank.
The Bronx EDC is also a critical partner of ours, along with the Business Initiative Corporation of New York. It used to be the company that I used to run before coming to work to Ponce Bank. And I believe I left it in good hands with the individual I'm going to introduce to you next, Mr. Rafael Roger, who is the president of the Business Initiative Corporation.
Thank you, Madeline. Thank you all for coming here today. What this represents for our borough, along with the long partnership Madeline and I have, is what the borough has with Ponce Bank. My parents, when they had their business on Westchester Avenue, this was their bank of choice. And what we do as nonprofit lenders here is we get them ready for Ponce. So this banking designation district, it's a mouthful to get out when you're not, but it makes it so that we can hand these folks to Ponce earlier on. These opportunities don't come often. So when we have a bank like Ponce actually putting it forward and us coming behind to try and get the businesses up to that level, to me, this is a partnership made in heaven. So I want to thank you, Madeline, for asking us to be a part of this journey with you. Ponce, thank you for please backing Madeline and getting this, because this is an opportunity to now expand, not just here, but to other parts of the borough. And I can't wait to see you guys do it. Thank you.
The job of an MC is very difficult because I have to stall while our wonderful borough president is on her way. So with that said, I'm going to ask a lady that she was not expecting to speak here whatsoever, but that represents the entire Bronx as it relates to the business community. So with that said, Ms. Lisa Soren, can you please come and say a few words?
I love surprises. Good morning. Thank you, Madeline. But this is truly an honor. Thank you for the opportunity. Congratulations to Ponce Bank. You know, these type of investments and partnerships is what the Bronx is all about. And this time we're talking about District 9, but in reality, it is an impact across our entire borough. And the more institutions and dedication and businesses really prioritize our borough, we are shining bright. And as a Bronx Chamber, it is our job to not only assist these businesses that were being discussed, but also partner with institutions like Ponce, who really take the work that they do beyond serious, the support of our small businesses, our residents, and the Bronx Chamber is ready and always ready to stand tall with you and work alongside everybody to make sure our businesses not only survive, thrive, and succeed. All eyes are on the Bronx, and rightfully so. We're headed for huge things, and we are so proud. So everybody needs to look to us on how to do things right. Congratulations.
When we started on this journey to try to figure out how to get this application together and to request that the borough president become our partner in applying for the Banking Development District, we reached out to one individual. And that individual is Mr. Robert Walsh. So can you please say a few words?
I thought I was going to do the recap of the Mets game last night, but that's not going to work. I'm not going to do the Yankees instead. You know, I think about what the other speakers have said today, and I think back at my tenure as small business commissioner for the city. 12 years working for Mike Bloomberg as a small business commissioner. And the number one issue that always came up was capital assets for small businesses. Those mom and pop shops, those bodegas, those repair shops, many of the things that we see out in the street. And there's not enough banks like Ponce Bank who are out there looking out for the little guy, looking out for those community-based organizations that need an extra lift. And that's exactly what the controller and the state banking superintendent have done with these banking districts. This is remarkable. It gives us an opportunity to grow our small businesses in the Bronx. One of the things that Raphael Rogers spoke about is the partnership that we have with the chamber, the partnership that we have with the bank to get more capital access to small businesses. And I applaud this effort today, or what has taken place. And I have spent enough time for the borough president to walk in where I can now exit left.
As the MC, we timed it perfect, okay? She's special to me. She always has been, even before she was the president of the Bronx. And our partner in completing the Banking Development District application, our very own Vanessa Gibson.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for waiting for me. I was down in the South Bronx doing a site visit at the Hub, which has gotten a lot of attention lately. But good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am Bronx Borough President Vanessa L. Gibson, and I'm really excited to be here to embark on this incredible partnership with our partners at Ponce Bank, who have a long and deep history and commitment in our borough to advancing economic development opportunities. I'm grateful for the incredible leadership of our New York State Comptroller, Tom DiNapoli. Comptroller DiNapoli and his team, as all of you know, last year came to the Bronx and did an economic snapshot of what we have been doing in the Bronx. And what we learned during that time is jobs are up, wages are up, and the Bronx is doing better than ever before. Recognizing, right? Thank you, Comptroller. Recognizing that after COVID, when we were hit so hard, it was our businesses that were struggling to keep their doors open, to keep the jobs and so many activities that they provided ongoing in the midst of a global pandemic. Our unemployment rate at that time, ladies and gentlemen, was 26.6%. And I'm so grateful that today we can proudly say that we are at 6.6%. And that's commendable. But Comptroller, as you know, I like to be a competitive borough president. So we are still the highest of the 5 boroughs. So we have a long way to go. And so recognizing that this partnership and being a co-applicant with Ponce Bank to the New York State Department of Financial Services and our superintendent recognizes that we have to provide access to capital and technical assistance and loan opportunities for our small businesses who are the heart and soul of our borough. They are the fabric and the engine that keeps us going. They provide the local jobs. They stimulate the economy. They are the ones that are providing the valuable services. And working with our very own president of BXEDC, Rob Walsh, working with the team at Bickney under the leadership of Rafael Roger, our president, working with Madeline Marquez and Carlos and Kim and everyone at Ponce Bank, working closely with the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, President and CEO Lisa Sorin. You understand and know, Lisa and I say it a lot, the Bronx means business. We are about this work. We are intentional about providing access and opportunity. So I want to say thank you to Superintendent Adrienne Harris. It's great to see you again. You are a friend. You are an advocate. You are someone who we are so grateful to have at the helm of Department of Financial Services. DFS does an incredible amount of work in the state. And as a former state legislator, knowing how it works in Albany and bringing that down here to the city, it really is a tremendous opportunity. I remember years ago, I'm dating myself, when I was in the New York State Assembly and I represented Community Board 4. And they got a BDD distinction by DFS. And I remember saying, well, what happened to our banking development districts? Where are they? We had some that were operable, some that were not. And now we are reverberating it, right? We are making it more energetic and attractive for our banking industry and for our small business commercial industry. And that is exactly what this partnership is about. So I'm so grateful that our comptroller, our superintendent, our colleagues and leaders in Albany show up in the Bronx with a check. It's great to always have money and resources, and we're not going to leave anyone behind. So again, my gratitude to Ponce Bank for being a credible messenger, for being a longtime partner. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we are not giving up on the Bronx. We're seeing the promise and the potential and the talent that we have right here in our great borough. So this new effort, Banking Development Districts, is about financial mastery, right? I remember the language, financial mastery, and programs that stimulate entrepreneurial opportunities, supporting small business, access to capital, technical assistance, and all of the wraparound services that our businesses truly need to strive and thrive. So congratulations, everyone. Thank you for being here, and we look forward to Banking Development Districts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pamela.
In closing, we want to introduce our last speaker, and then we're going to have the ceremonial ribbon cutting. So if the ladies of the External Affairs Department get ready, while I introduce our very own Executive Chairman, Mr. Steve Savaris.
Thank you, Madeline. Very proud moment. 50 years ago, I was a small business owner on Southern Boulevard. And the first loan I ever received was from Ponce Bank. And it's hard to believe I'm here now as chairman of the bank. It's all because of the community we serve. But besides that, uh, thank you very much for coming today. These events are uplifting for so many reasons, but today particularly gratifying because it clearly demonstrates how government, business, and private industries can work together to encourage change. This collaboration effort through BDD initiative allows Ponce Bank to continue to serve underserved and deserving communities. It's always been our mission at Ponce, reaching deserving businesses, families, and this collaboration allows us to continue this effort. Our branch at 2244 Westchester Avenue will be undergoing considerable renovations. We're enthusiastic about the changes and excited to unveil our new branch early next year. We hope you'll be able to join us when we open. Thank you again to everyone involved in this wonderful initiative. It's a great day for the community, and we're proud to have a pivotal role. Thank you.
You've been hearing a lot about the branch closing. It's not closing. Let me make sure of that. Let me emphasize that. It'll just be moved next door. Okay, so we're still gonna be open to all of our clients and customers. We wanna have, now that we have the borough president, we wanna get together and do a group shot picture, and then we're gonna be setting up the ceremonial ribbon cutting, okay? So can we have, come on, now that you're here, Mr. DiNapoli, Superintendent Harris. We could have another group. Yes, we finished recording.
Vanessa.
Thank you.
Oh, sure, in front, okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, speeches. Speeches are all.
Sure.
Where's the call?
Next call.
Thank you.
Si te gusta, podemos para atrás.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna give you guys some more room.
Okay, so we're gonna cut in 1, 2, 3. All right.